Social media is really communication with an IT kind of engine behind it, supercharging it, making it a bit faster, a bit more vivid, and a bit more viral. At the end of the day, there's nothing unusual about it. It is about communication. The big difference today is that this communication travels at the speed of light. Things that get said get shared across the world permanently. They can never be erased. They're always there. That just starts to take a set of risk patterns and magnifies the extent of them.
With the internet being this borderless community and this digital world that anybody can access, what you do on the internet can be accessed from various jurisdictions. Now, all these jurisdictions have different laws that are applicable. So it is best practice for organizations to approach their social media strategies having a better understanding of that.
At your peril, ignore the communication with massive numbers of people, and you get that wrong, then you're the loser of tomorrow, and that certainly was more prominent in the telecom space. A year or two ago, much more dominant players in the social media space. You could see that with the local mobile operations. But the banks quickly caught up. The consumer business industries, the retailers, there have been some wonderful examples and some wonderfully bad examples in South Africa of how not to handle, or to handle, as the case may be, customer interactions.
If you decide not to engage on social media, that's your decision. But ignore it at your peril, because you can't stop the customer or the employee engaging on social media. Because what research has shown is that on average, employees who have access to social media in the workplace get 4 interruptions an hour. And that translates into 28% loss of productivity in a given workday.
Since the advent of social media, and in particular Facebook, there have been many people who have been dismissed for making disparaging comments about their employer. So the moral of the story here is think twice before you're going to post any negative comments about your employer on Facebook or Twitter. If you are going to tweet, you must make sure that A, you don't mention your company. B, if you mention your company, you keep it clean. C, if you tweet and you don't keep it clean, you must make sure that there is no policy. Otherwise, there will be action brought against you.
The ease of use is done at the expense of security features. And some of the risks that we face in this space are things like identity theft, brand hijacking, intellectual property leakages, and we see these to be on the increase at the moment.
Because there's this global audience and things are real time and things can go viral, if you are very careful and you plan what you put on social media, you can definitely create eminence for both yourself and your company. Obviously, the converse is true. If you put negative remarks on, even if it's unintentional, you can damage your personal reputation and the business that you work for.
Everybody has an entitlement to a point of view, and it's very good that those points of view are unhindered and uncensored, and that companies must respond. They're not necessarily going to individually sit down and deal with a particular person's concern, but they must respect it, they must acknowledge it, they must deal with it in a way that they sensibly can from a cost-benefit point of view. But right now, it's very much in the open. If you disrespect the customer, there's no excuse for that.